everybody, I am the MoeChicken. Welcome to my stream. So unrelated, this is something I noticed while I was just kind of sitting here waiting for the stream to start. My Streamlabs desktop has like this little bar at the top, which I think is supposed to be an advertisement, and it says, "Unleash your live. Whether it's a hobby or a profession, it's definitely not a phase." Like, oh. Oh. Anyway, unrelated. We're going to be playing Dark Cloud 2 tonight. I meant to be back on this on Tuesday, but we had to do some recording for what will be coming out on the regular channel tomorrow, because, as it turned out, we didn't actually, October's weird this month, or October's weird this year. It has more days that I would release episodes on than usual, so the amount of episodes I got out of Mr. Bones wasn't actually enough, so we had to record some more. Anyway, all that aside, we're going to be playing Dark Cloud 2 tonight. Let's get into it. Bleh. Yes, back on DC2. Now, if you do not remember what we were doing last, in the last time we played this, Emperor Griffin, the nefarious Emperor Griffin, stole our Atlamilias and is now hovering, as you can see over there on the right. He has brought his castle, the Moonflower Palace, to our world and is attempting to destroy it. So what we're going to do is try to summon Pasnos, that big giant ship, or that big giant, it's like a ship. It's like a fortress, from the future to here via this place, the Kazaroff Stonehenge, which is supposedly where a chrono union can happen. I know there's a lot of plot, but I just had to remind you what's going on. So for the time being, we're going to all the places we've been before, and going to try to get down to these areas, because this is where the stones are. There are 4 stones that we must find, and to get them, we have to go back to places we've already been. So we're going to do that tonight. That is our goal. And hopefully I'll be able to get through all of it. It was going slower than I expected it to last time I played, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Also, we're starting a little bit early tonight because I'm very excited to say I finally have access to a 3D printer that has dual extrusion again. Yay! I'm very excited about that. I basically made a deal with the person who is in charge of the dual extrusion 3D printer, and they said, if you don't mind printing on like weekends and you don't mind providing your own resources, you can use it. You can use the 3D printer. So yeah, I've been working on it's a model that I made some time ago, but never got around to actually printing. So I'm going to try to set up that print tonight. Hopefully I can make it over there and get that done. So that's cool. That's always exciting. You know, y'all know how I am about 3D printing. Hello, Jimmy. Welcome, Jimmy Jam. How you doing tonight, Jimmy Jam? Are you having a good Thursday? You're having a good Thursday. I had an okay Thursday. I spent most of my Thursday at our sponsor site today because we had a meeting with them in the morning, which is normal for Thursdays. But then I've been having trouble with like my little ID card. And so my boss is like, well, as we were walking out, he's like, why don't you see if they can help you with your ID card? Not really knowing. Like, we both assumed it would take like 10 minutes. It took 2 hours. It took a long time to get it worked out. It's working now, which is good, so that's straightened out, but I spent a lot of time at the old sponsor site today, so I'm glad to be back home now in my pajamas. But that's me. That's all I got going on. And moving right along in October, we're getting closer and closer to the Halloween times. You were a fan of the Halloween times, are you not, Jimmy Jam? I seem to recall you like Halloween stuff, yeah? I'm okay with Halloween stuff. I like I like the prospect of candy, and I like the prospect of dressing up, and I like a lot of the decor of Halloween. But what I've never been down with is like the scary part of Halloween. Like, I'm a chicken, you know. I'm not good with scary things. Y'all know that. I've mentioned it numerous times. And so, like, there's some people who get into like the scary side of Halloween, and good on them. It's a good time to be excited about that kind of thing. Halloween's a good time to have scary things. We're just gonna leave because I'm not getting any experience from any of these monsters. I'm just gonna wait, do I have the fairy thing? I may not have it yet. Did I get it already? Let's see. Oh, I don't even have it yet. Okay, well, we're gonna leave as soon as I get it. Yeah, I mean, good on folks who like scary stuff. It's not me though, and so like, there's always like the threat of accidentally getting spooked, and I don't like that. So, October is a dangerous month for me. It's very problematic because some people, they like the spooks. That ain't me. Oh, I don't like the spooks. I don't like the spooks. That's why I always play something silly for my October game. I'm like, I just want something non-spook. No spook, please. No spook for me. But if you like it, good on you. Go out and enjoy your scary spookiness. Because again, it is the right time to do so. And following Halloween, you have... Oh! Ha-ha! Which shall it be?
Which shall it be?
Very good. Honestly, that's perfect. And following Halloween, you're stuck with like the holiday season, which is like the smarmiest and non-spookiest time of year. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, just due to the way holidays banged out in our society, you've got like this one holiday that's all about like trick-or-treating and like scary things and like spooky scary and all that, and it's immediately followed by like the most saccharine smarmy time of year. That's a very strange way that that wound up, but that's how the holidays worked out. Nope. Well. Yeah. I don't know. Just strange, I suppose. Death to the ice element. These like spirit monsters are like the element monsters are definitely like some of the most dangerous monsters in the game, because they hid the key for that directly in front of it. This is very much like putting your front door key directly underneath your doormat, you know? And it's like, oh, we need to get through here. Here's the solution. Right here. Oh, and I'm running out of tea. No. It is finally cool enough outside that I can start enjoying tea again. I can't really do tea when it's hot. It just overheats me. So I've been getting back into drinking tea, and it's good. I like tea. And it's better for me than the other things I drink. So that's good, too. Do you like tea, Jimmy? You tea drinker? You coffee drinker? Do you drink any sort of, like, beverage like that? My Achilles heel in terms of, I guess, health and nutrition has always been sodas, which is why teas are like a nice change. When I can drink tea, I try to, because it's better for me. I could never do coffee, though. It's too bitter. I don't know. Like, by the time you make it sufficiently not bitter, you might as well be drinking like a soda, you know? It's like you've dumped enough sugar in there, sugar and like other things in there, that you might as well just be drinking a soda, and I'd prefer that, so I don't know. I guess it's not necessarily true. That's my excuse. That's my excuse for why I don't drink coffee. I love the smell of coffee, though. Just kind of rambling about drinks now, I suppose. Like, growing up, my mother was a teacher. She was a music teacher. And she would always have a big old cup of coffee as soon as we got home. And she would always get home at the same time me and my sisters did, because, you know, she was a teacher. And so I got used to the idea that the afternoon is when you smell coffee. And I really like that coffee smell. Big fan of the coffee smell.
Looks like we got them all.
But I don't like the taste of it. It's very bitter. I don't like bitter. So tea is also bitter if you steep it too long. I also drink really weak tea. My tea is mostly just hot water, honestly. I don't know. I like sweet. I have a bit too strong of a sweet tooth. Let's see if we can get the Sfida real like here. Because it's just a straight shot, actually. It's just on the other side of that tree, which is completely blocking my shot. That's unfortunate. Maybe it's not as straight a shot as I thought it was. Well, you know what? I don't care. Never mind. I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna leave that time distortion as it is. It's fine. It's just time. You don't need to fix time with golf. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I did miss this game though. I've said it before, but one of the best things about like my current streaming is that like I like all three of the games we're playing pretty much the same. Like, I'm a big fan of all three of these games. So it's streaming is just fun. It's just a good time to stream. That's not to say I don't usually like the games I'm streaming, but some of them can bang on too long, or they're not as much fun as a stream game as I expected, but I think all three of these are pretty good. So that's good. Looking for the Earth Gem. In we go. In we go. Gee, my tea is running out. Sorry about that. I had some spearmint tea. I like mint. I like mint, but I prefer spearmint. Not super big on peppermint. Cursed rose. Ah. Oh, jeez. Sorry, we're back in a dangerous area. I need to be careful again. Alright. Alright. Okay. I don't know, I like getting back to that idea that I prefer like milder flavors. I like spearmint because it's like an easier mint. It doesn't quite bash you over the head with its mintiness as much as does peppermint. Peppermint is like, that's an intense mint, man. That mint will fight you. Oh no, there's something called a Zucky over there. Ah, it's Zucky! I guess it's supposed to be like zucchini? Probably like Zuki? Whatever, it looks like it's a Zucky to me. Max is kind of dinged up. Let's see if I can get this. Nope, not that. Max, you need some help. Eat some bread. Eat some more bread. I see you, Zucky. Prepare yourself for my powers. With my powers. Up. Up. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Block. I kind of like these monsters. These like weird gourd monsters, I guess, is the best way to describe them. It's like it's almost like a scarecrow, I guess. But its head is like a gourd. Well, I guess zucchini's not a gourd, is it? He's not a gourd. Zucchini a fruit? That's a question for you. Like, according to the actual definition of a vegetable, and I think I've actually talked about this incredibly exciting topic before. I believe a fruit is any sort of structure on a plant that is specifically designed to provide shelter and nurturing for the seeds. So if the seed has some kind of like enclosure or like thing around it that is designed to provide like nutrients for the seed, that is a fruit. Anything else that you eat is a vegetable. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna write about this. This looks scary. Oh, geez. Okay, hang on. We fixed that. There's a lot of monsters right there. It's very scary. Yeah. Thrilling, I'm sure. And so, like, things like take, you know, the classic example of a unexpected fruit, I suppose, is a tomato, because I think most people think of tomatoes as vegetables. But technically, it's a fruit. And I think the same thing would be true of like a cucumber, because it's like a structure. It's not a stem. It's not a root. It's not a leaf. It's like a thing that holds the seeds. So weirdly enough, I think something like a cucumber would be a fruit. Did you enjoy that conversation? Was that thrilling to you? I hope so. That's the kind of exciting plant-based content you get at Mo Plays whatever. Stupid mimic. Yeah. Kill. Unrelated, my rocket launcher is like the weakest weapon I have, which is surprising. Generally, rocket launchers are fairly powerful weapons. Not so at the moment. My rocket launcher is very, very weak right now. I've got to find a way to level up this stupid rocket launcher. Rocket launcher! Speaking of, let's see. Oh, it does have actually level ups. Okay, so I need Cyclone. Ooh, what are some other like vegetable fruits? Fruits that are vegetables that are actually fruits, I wonder. So like tomato, squash. Imagine squash would also be considered to be a fruit. Strange though it is. I wonder if there are any things that are like thought of as fruits that are actually vegetables. I will continue to think on this. I will try to come up with a more interesting topic. More interesting topic of conversation than just me yammering on about fruits and veggies. I don't know. It's been like a week since I streamed, so do forgive. I have been busy recently. I was sick last week, so not like sick. I mean, I felt ill. I felt nauseated. When stream time came around, and I was like, I can't do it today. Not today. It happens. Oh, I haven't told y'all about the Renaissance Fair. I went to a Renaissance Fair last weekend. That was a lot of fun. Actually, I did more like social things last weekend that I've probably done like most of the year. I went to like a Halloween party on Friday evening, which was a lot of fun, and then we went to the Renaissance Fair on Saturday, which was also a lot of fun because both circumstances afforded me the opportunity to dress up, and I do ever so like dressing up. I went it was actually kind of funny. The party was being hosted at the apartment complex of a friend of mine. He's the one that invited me, although he wasn't the one putting it on. And he said, if you want to dress up, I'm not going to force you, but if you want to dress up, you can. And I said, well, I don't really have a costume. And he said, well, I've got a wizard costume that you can use if you can just bring like a button-down shirt and slacks. You can wear this wizard costume. I was like, oh, okay, that's great. Well, what I wasn't thinking about, when I hear wizard, the first thing that comes to mind is like Merlin, like a Merlin wizard, you know, like with the big hat with the stars and moons on it, and maybe like a long beard and stuff like that. That's the first thing I think of when I think of wizard. Well, what he had was a Harry Potter wizard outfit. So he had like a Hogwarts uniform. And, oh, okay, let me put that on hold for a second there. This is something I wanted to point out because it's unique to the Rainbow Butterfly Wood, I think. It may also be in the Starlight Canyon, but it's something that's kind of unusual about the way the game's set up. This is a geostone in like a secret area. So like the Rainbow Butterfly Wood has geostones that you can only get like really, really far into the game. And so under normal circumstances, you'd only be able to access the information of these geostones like relatively late in the game, which means that you should not actually be able to get to 100% in either Sindane or, I think maybe Starlight Canyon has one too. So neither Sindane nor Bounce Valley should actually be completable until this point in the game, which I find very strange, frankly. It seems very odd that they set up the game that way. But they did. However, since I played the game before, I already knew what I needed to do, so I just went ahead and did it when I first came here. So we have already completed both areas. But, you know, I just wanted to point out, it's weird. Anyway, yeah, so when I got to my friend's house, I had brought like a white button-down shirt and some pants, some green pants actually, because I thought, well, maybe it's gonna be like a, you know, if it's gonna be like a wizard costume, it's probably just gonna cover most of my body, so I don't really need to worry too much about the color of the pants. I'll just bring dark pants because they'll only show the bottom. Well, a Harry Potter wizard costume has like the front open. It's like an open robe, like a what do you call it? Like a bathrobe. So there and it happened to be a Ravenclaw outfit too, which if you are up on your Harry Potterness, you may well remember that Ravenclaw's colors are black and blue. So suffice it to say, I did not match. I had a white shirt, green pants, a black robe, a blue, silver, and black tie, and brown shoes. I was a mess. It's fine. Oh wait, that's not what I need. No one gave me a hard time. I think actually people were just happy that me and this friend that I went with were in costume, because some people were and some people weren't. So, you know, the people in costume at a Halloween party obviously get the more props because they're cooler. But it was fun. What did we do? We played a bunch of games there that I was not familiar with. We played some Jackbox games. We played like let's see, we played Quiplash, which I was very bad at,
That takes care of
which
you
made me
guys.
sad because I kept trying to be too thinky with my jokes. Like all of my quips were very like complicated, like unnecessarily complicated. And I think the ones that were just like, haha, this is a funny thing, worked a lot better. So I didn't do very well in Quiplash. And then we played this other one that was like, I think it's called like Find the Faker or something. And the idea behind it is that everyone gets some kind of instruction on their phone, except for one person who gets no instructions on their phone. And that one person is supposed to react in a way that does not draw attention to themselves. This is unfortunate. And in the event that they are questioned afterward, it's not going to make it. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. In the event that they're questioned afterward, they are supposed to lie through their teeth to convince everyone that they are not, in fact, faking. And the idea is that if they can manage to fool everyone for like 3 rounds, because like after the instructions are given, everyone does their thing, the faker fakes it, and then everyone votes on who they think the faker is. And if the faker is voted, if the faker is properly identified, they lose. If not, you go into round 2. And I'm not a good liar in general. I'm not good at lying. I don't know. Everything shows on my face. You know, it's like I'm not good at lying. And it was really hard. It was really hard to convince anyone that I was not the faker. Like, everyone was like, yeah, you're the faker. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not really. I don't know. So we played that, and we played this game called Death Charades, which is what it sounds like. It's charades, but all of the instructions are death. All of the things you're pantomiming are different exotic ways to die. And that was hard. That was also very difficult because the cards in that one were surprisingly undetailed. Like, when I first heard about the game, I'm like, okay, it's gonna give you a whole lot of information, and you're supposed to try and work it out. Or there would be like more information, but the cards had like one word on them. Most of them were just sort of like strangulation, duel, poison. You know, it's like all really simple things. And I'm like, why did you bother to make a whole card with just this information? It seems silly to me. But it was fun. We did that, and then and then getting back to the idea that I'm not good at lying, then we played a game which I had never heard of, but I think maybe it's more popular, and I don't go to parties enough, so I don't know about it. It's a board game called Secret Hitler, which was different, and it just had so many rules. It's so many rules. Like, I think everyone else at the party had played it before, and so, well, no, myself and one other girl had never played it, but everyone else was familiar. So the whole time, me and this girl were trying to figure out how to play the stupid game, and everyone else was, playing the game. And the game itself is about, it's about lying. The idea behind it is that, how can I explain it briefly? It's one of those conversation kind of games. It's very much like Among Us, actually. The idea is that there's a round, and then everyone votes at the end, and if everyone votes for the right person, basically everyone finds the Hitler, the secret Hitler, they win, and that's that. And so, for each round, the way it works is that one person, at the beginning of the game, one person is designated as the president. And the president is responsible for nominating a chancellor. So at the beginning of a round, the president says, I think this person should be chancellor. And then everyone else votes on whether or not they want that person to be chancellor. And assuming if the nays have it, then the president passes to the next person in a clockwise fashion, and that person nominates a chancellor, and then you keep going till you get a chancellor. And once a chancellor has been decided, the president picks up 3 cards. And these cards either say liberal or fascist on them. And they pick up 3. The president takes away 1 and hands the chancellor 2. And then the chancellor decides whether they want a liberal or a fascist based on the cards they have. And the chancellor, the president, can potentially force their hand by giving them 2 of the same card, in which case they don't have a choice. And so the people at the beginning of the game who are designated as fascists want to pass all the fascist laws. If they get if they get 6 fascist laws passed, they win. The people who are liberals want to get the liberal laws passed. If they get 6 6 liberal laws passed, or they find out who is Hitler, they win. And the idea is that you're just trying to like lie your way into making everyone think Hitler is someone other than who they are. And I know I've said Hitler a lot, which is not a great thing to say on stream. I'll try to call it here, but it was just the most like yelly, arguey game. And like, again, people were having fun. Like, it was like fun yelling and fun arguing. But if you're not good at arguing, like I'm not, it was just very stressful. Like, I kept feeling like I needed to like defend myself against people who were better equipped to argue with me. And I was just like, I was so stressed out by it. So I played the first game, and then the second game I just sat out and watched because I was like, I don't want to do anymore, y'all. This is stressing me out. This is giving me like bad feelings. I'm really upset about this. And they're like, oh, we're sorry. And they all attributed it to my being new to the game, which probably didn't help. But mostly it's just that I don't feel like I'm good at lying, and I was feeling very disadvantaged in the game. So anyway, that was the party. It was fun. They had good food too, and like the people who put it on, I knew these people. It was like a couple. I was familiar with the couple, but I had never actually been to their house. They've got a really nice house. Like, the decor in their house is like super good. Like, I thought I did a pretty good job with the decor in my house, but then like I saw these people, their house, and I was like, oh geez, my house looks like a pigsty compared to this. I want my house to look like their house. It was real nice. When I say house, I mean like apartment. They had an apartment, I have an apartment, but yeah, I don't know. I was like, oh, that's a nice house. Good food. They had like fancy meatballs, and they had like a big old charcuterie tray, and they had like a vegetable tray that, as I understand, I was one of the only people eating off of the vegetable tray. Go figure. I felt obligated. I was like, oh, they put out all this food. I should have at least some of all of it. And so I was like picking on the vegetable tray, like eating the peppers and the celery. And then the host later on in the night was like, I don't think anybody's eating the vegetable tray. I said, I ate some. I like the vegetable tray. It was good. I was trying to help. I ate a lot of cookies already, but I definitely ate some vegetables too. So that was fun. And then the next day we had it was the same people. We went to the Renaissance Fair, and it was good. We actually lucked out because there was like a really strong chance of rain on Saturday, and so we were kind of scared that we wouldn't actually get any kind of Renaissance Fair, like it would start raining immediately. As it turned out, that did not happen. We got like, I think 2, maybe 3 hours of, I was gonna say playtime, time when it wasn't raining. So that was nice. I spent money, which is always what you're supposed to do at the Renaissance Fair. You're supposed to spend money, you're supposed to wear a costume, and some would say you're supposed to drink lots of beer. I don't really drink beer, so that's not part of my experience, but doggone it, how much do I have to pump into this stupid thing before it gets stronger? I'm losing it. Oh, but I bought a cloak. So, for the Renaissance Fair this year, I wore the same thing. Or I wore an updated version of what I wore last year. So last year I wore a Princess Bride, Inigo Montoya costume that I just found online, which was fine. I mean, it worked for its purpose, but I was like, I want to kind of modify it so it's a little bit more customized to me. So like, I added some things to it. I took off the sleeves of the upper shirt so that one, it was easier to put on because it was a little bit too small for me, but it also kind of made it look a little bit better. And I got like a cloth belt, and like
All right.
last year I had bought a buckler, a small shield at the Renaissance Fair, so I wore that. I just kind of made it look fancier. And while I was at the Renaissance Fair, I found more things. I found a large, like, dark red cloak that I can wear. I'm very happy with my cloak. And I got some little leather bracers for my hands. I did not find a knife. That's what I was looking for. I wanted to find a knife with a sheath that I could like wear somewhere on my body. Kind of like a little like a utility knife, not like a not a utility knife, but I mean like a knife that is more utilitarian in nature. But I couldn't find any that had a sheath. They had some knives that would fit the bill if they had sheaths, but they didn't have sheaths, so that's a no-go. But yeah, actually, one thing that the experience taught me is that I kind of get why, like, in fantasy stories, characters wear cloaks. They're actually really good at, like, protecting you from the elements. Like, it keeps you warm, and when it started raining later in the day, it keeps you dry. Like, I expected that it would get wet and immediately, like, soak through, and it would just, like, I'd be wearing, like, a big wet curtain around myself. But no, it did a pretty good job of, like, keeping off the water. I was genuinely surprised. So, it was cool. It was a good time. And then, I tried to be a gentleman. Is it red? Oh, it is red. Awesome. I tried to be a gentleman because, all of the guys in our group, bought cloaks at the costume shop. So we were like the cloak gang. We all had cloaks on. And so when it started raining, the girls in the group fortunately had hang on. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how many people were there. Getting somebody? Anyway, the guy who's I mentioned that the party the previous night was held at like a couple's house. They let's see if we bump this up a little bit. The husband in that situation gave his wife his cloak, so she was dry. But then the other girl there, no, there were 3 girls. Right, one of the 3 girls bought a cloak. I'm sorry, my brain is addled. One of the 3 girls bought a cloak, and then the wife of the guy who put on the party got his cloak, and then there was a 3rd girl who didn't have a cloak, so I gave her my cloak to try and be a gentleman, and so I got really, really wet. But fortunately, I was successful and she did not get soaked, so hooray for that. I was successful at being a gentleman, which is good. And hopefully, I don't think I got sick from it, which is good, because I was a little concerned. So it was like, the temperatures are like the 60s, like low 60s, and it was raining, and I was very wet, and then I didn't have a towel to dry myself off when I got to my car. Like, I got in my car, and I toweled myself off with reusable shopping bags, because I had those in my car, so like, this will work, it's cloth. I just kind of like rubbed a bunch of shopping bags on myself. So I was mostly dry through virtue of shopping bags. But yes, I fortunately did not get sick, so that's nice. Let's keep building this up, because I want this thing to get stronger. I'm kind of sick of it being like low level. Left hand. And I've got these level up powders, I might as well use them. Alright. So you need attack and smash. Do I have any smash? Oh, here we go. That was fun. That was last weekend. I had a good time with it. It was a good time. I would love to go back, actually, because there was one thing that I had my eye on in terms of can I get attack from anywhere? Does anything grant me attack? Does anything give me attack? Yeah, there was like it wasn't a knife, but it was a sword. It was kind of like, if you know what a kukri is, it was sort of like that. If you're not familiar with kukri, it's like A kukri is a knife where it's weighted so that the end of the knife is like heavier. No, don't do that. Well, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, here we go. It's just one though. That's almost a waste, actually. I know this is lame, but I really want to make this thing stronger. Come on. Wait, what? It adds nothing? Oh, okay. Oh, no. Come on, man. Is there anything that does it other than that one thing I found? This is lame. This is lame, I know, but I really want to be done with this stupid rocket. No, don't do that. Ah! I could do this. I'm not really using that big bucks hammer. Oh, but I need 10 to do it. I only have 9, so that's no good. Okay. Alright, fine. What was the thing I found that did it? This, I think. Let's see if this is enough. Come on, be enough. Come on. Let me look up how much it is. Oh, this is the most boring stream. This is the most exciting part of the stream when I'm looking up information. Yay, information. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's one. Da-da-da-da-da. Dark Cloud 2 is where? Dark Cloud 2 is where? Dark Cloud 2. Viper. 91. Oh no, 91. Ooh, I don't want that though. All right, well, I'm not gonna be able to do it anytime soon then. Ugh. Stupid. All right, well, that's that. Ooh. Ama no Murakumo. Ama no Murakumo. That's a fancy looking sword. Not gonna use it, but it's a fancy looking sword. Ama no Murakumo. I wonder what that means. So this is the thing I get mixed up on a lot. As I understand it, the Japanese particle no is supposed to be used as like a connector. So it's similar to like of, like the word the particle or the not preposition. It's similar to of. I can't remember what that part of speech is called, but and I think it works in the opposite way than you think it does. So like it would be the Murakumo of Ama, whatever Ama means, and whatever Murakumo means. Scary tree. But I don't know what those words mean. So, I don't know. I'm just yammering on. As you do. Just talking. I seem to recall this level is very good for leveling up. Because I want to say this level has nothing in it except giant tree monsters, who generally give you pretty good experience. I believe that's the case. It also has this mimic, so I was wrong. But mostly it has giant trees, if I remember correctly. Think about what are your weapons like right now? Beast. Okay, I can do that. I haven't fought a Sleeper yet. Apparently the monster I have to fight to level this weapon up is the Sleeper. Not enough. More Beast. Haha, Beast. Do it. The Sleeper. Not enough. Okay. I'll let you switch to a different weapon, though. What is this waiting on? Oh, that's right. I was trying to get down there, and it was taking forever. What about you? The Holy Daedalus Blade. Looks like this is probably the way I was going. Based on the way the things are panning out, let's go with that. Alright, I shall use the blade of my father. My father's blade. Ha! Prepare yourself for my father's blade. Throw! Alright, well, I was wrong about the tree monsters, because here's a second mimic. I thought it was mostly tree monsters. I don't know. Gotcha, though. Took it down. Got that experience points. Dim experience points. So good. Yeah, there we go. Trees. Mad Torres. Oh. That's unfortunate. It has happened surprisingly often recently that I'm running out of repair powder. You know? Don't know why that is. If I'm not picking up and throwing enough rocks. Chucking more rocks, perhaps. Who knows? I do know that I'm going to need this, so we'll level that up. We will repair. Oh, the rainbow butterfly wood music is so pleasant. So relaxing. Boo! Boo. Oh, there's that thing again. It's still as off-putting as it was before. Still very uncomfortable to look at. Hello, Mad Torre. Prepare yourself for the bullets. Yeah. Oh, look who it is. It's the Mad Torre again. guy reminds me of in both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. There are certain trees that have kind of like spooky faces like that, and they're kind of like low poly, so to speak. Like they're kind of like really simple poly models. That's what that Mad Torre reminds me of. It looks like one of those spooky trees in the spooky woods. Still playing Tears of the Kingdom, by the way. It has taken forever. There are definitely things I like about it. I'm glad I went back and gave it another shot. Like, I still think I like Breath of the Wild more. But there are certainly things to like about Tears of the Kingdom. Although, again, it has just taken forever to get through. Very long game. And I think part of that is because there's just so much, like, side stuff to do. That is, you know, I mean, that's on me. I don't have to do that. But, like, I get really wrapped up in doing it. I don't know. There's a lot of side stuff to do. I just keep doing it. It takes forever. I thought I was near the end of the game, but then more plot happened. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess that there's still more to do. There's still more to do in this game. That's a thing that has become more significant to me as I've grown older, is when a game knows when to end, you know? Some games don't quite know when to end. They're just like, they just keep rolling out more stuff, like more and more things for you to do, which some would say, I would have said in my younger days, that it's like, oh, more game, that's great. But like, sometimes you just kind of want to be able to say, I beat it. And it's like, you want to be done. And you don't want to get to that point where you're like, just trying to get through it. Hey, Darkman, welcome. Like, I found that has happened with a lot of games where I'm just sort of like, I just want to get to the end. And so you're not really enjoying it anymore. It's more like a, I can't repair this? Crap. It's more like a slog to just get through it than really enjoying the game. I feel like that's kind of a shame. So it's definitely good when a game understands when to end. I guess if you call Tears of the Kingdom a JRPG, yeah. JRPGs are a major source of that kind of burnout, though. Where you're just sort of like, I just want it to be over with. I'm so sick of this. I loved it when I was playing it, but now I'm just like, it's still going. Hey, man. Enjoy these bullets. What is this? What is this thing you showed me? Is it like a... What is that? Darkman? Darkman put up some kind of, like, thing. What is this? Body dead. Body dead. Oh, it's a dead person. Okay. Couldn't tell what I was looking at there. I guess I could see it. Okay. Oh, shoot. Something happened? Can y'all hear me? This is reconnecting on my end. Uh-oh. Hello? Oh, shoot. Did y'all lose me? What happened? Hello? Am I live? Hello? Is anyone here? Did I lose everybody? Okay, good. Thank you, Jimmy. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened. My internet cut out or something. Hopefully people will find their way back if that happened. Well, thank you, Jimmy. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, JRPG very much. It's yeah, it's just like, and I think that's part of the reason why I like to play older games nowadays, is that like you know, you like being able to say,
That takes care of you guys.
you like being able to know when it's done. You know, you want to be able to say like, I beat the game, I'm done with it now. That's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to be able to say, I'm finished. So there is that. Because I am a notorious like game not completer. If you could be notorious for that, I am one of those. I routinely do not finish games. That's actually one of the things that has been beneficial about doing YouTube stuff and Twitch stuff, is that I finish games more often thanks to that. Before that, I would like always just like start a game and then not finish it. Get to like 3/4 of the way through and then just stop. I did that so often when I was younger. Just over and over and over again. I would always just like not finish games. It was awful. So hopefully I'll beat Tears of the Kingdom. We'll see. I beat Breath of the Wild. I liked Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was my first, ooh, Final Bomb. Very nice. Breath of the Wild was my first, like, open world game. And so I was really fascinated with that concept the first time I played it. So that was why Breath of the Wild was important to me. But Tears of the Kingdom is good. It's just too similar, I think. That's really what it comes down to, is it feels sort of like... with this. I was gonna compare it to like Majora's Mask, where it's like too similar for me. It's like as I'm playing, I'm like, couldn't they have like changed a few more things? And that's not to say there aren't changes in both games, but I don't know. I would have preferred a more unique experience than we got. I have left because I need to go and get repair powder. Where can I buy repair powder? I think I can buy repair powder here. I think Donnie has repair powder. I'll check with him. But it is a fun game. It is still a good game, so there's that. And I've been playing thanks to Rob Smooth's streams getting me excited about it again. I started playing FF7 for the PlayStation, along with the game I was just talking about, Tears of the Kingdom, and I definitely find myself enjoying FF7 more. Like you know what it comes down to? Within recent years, I've gotten in a bad habit. Ooh, new hats! I want that. Yes, fashionable cap, maintenance cap. Lots of bread. Yeah, within recent years, I have gotten into a bad habit of sitting down at a video game and putting on like YouTube and then just playing for like hours in sort of like a distracted way, you know? It's like I'll have like YouTube going on like one monitor and I'll be listening to that, and then I'll just be like doing minor tasks in the other game, like I'll be grinding for levels, or I'll be trying to like find items or something like that, like stuff that's, yeah, technically beneficial, but like when I like one of the things with the reason I mentioned this with FF7, I haven't been doing that. I haven't, like, I've just been playing the game when I sit down and play FF7. I'm like, wow, this game is so much more engaging and fun than I remembered. Oh, I don't like his eyes. I don't like Trentos' eyes at all. Oh, we're gonna shoot him a bunch. Do I need to take a picture of him? Hang on. Where's my scoop thing? Any pictures of you? Overhead Boom. King Martin. No, I don't. Okay, we're just gonna shoot him until he's dead. We're just gonna do this. Ride pod. Hey, Trentos. Prepare yourself for bullets. So cheap. Oh, I love how cheap the ride pod is in this game. Alright, I gotta take a picture of this thing. There it is. It's the Earth Gem. Ta-da!
Wow!
Hooray! I got a weirdly shaped rock. Cool. Alright, 2 down, 2 to go. Let us move now. I guess we'll just go in order. We'll go to the Starlight Canyon next. Oh, actually, before we do that, let me go over to Sindane so we can download those new geostones. And I can show you what I was referring to when I said that, you technically don't have enough information before you get the geostones. So, Sindane is 100% already. But with using just the geostones you have initially, you can see the condition fence around Furbet's house has been made clear. You can't actually finish this without that information. As you can see down there, resin and straw house, fence around Furbet's house. Without those two, without knowing those two, you can't actually finish Sindane unless when you first come here. So I don't know, it's just like a little thing, but it always seems strange to me that like they set it up so that you can't beat Sindane without that knowledge. Anyway, all right, on to Balance Valley. Let's go. The Cursed Mask. Whoa. So cool. So cool. Cursed Mask. Ooh. Yeah, man, FF7 is fun. I think another thing that's nice about playing FF7 and enjoying it is that when I was younger, I was a contrarian, much as I am today. And FF7 was really, really popular then as it is now. Like it was a popular game when it came out, and it is still a popular game. And so, being a contrarian, I was like, oh, it's not that great. You know, I was one of those kids. I was like, oh, I don't like it because everyone else likes it. You know? And first of all, that's a terrible personality trait. If you suffer from it, I'm sorry. If you know someone who suffers from it, I'm sorry for your loss as well. It's just not a fun way to be, especially if you're a kid and you're constantly talking about like how it's not cool. It's not as cool as everyone says it is. It's not a good vibe. But anyway, I was that way. And so for a long time, since I hadn't played it in a while, I was like, I bet it's not as good as I remember it being. It actually is kind of as good as I remembered it being. Like, it's still pretty fun, really. Playing with materia is fun, and like, I like the characters. And you know, one thing about FF7 that I've realized as I've been playing it that I didn't notice when I was younger, because I wasn't as familiar with the terms, is that FF7 surprisingly doesn't use that many familiar monster names. So if you've played a lot of like JRPGs, you're probably familiar with a bunch of like fantasy monsters because they just show up over and over again. Stuff like ogres and goblins and like skeletons and wolves and such. You know, like there's a certain suite of monsters that you see in just about like every video game or every RPG because they're just standard fantasy monsters. Well, because when they were designing FF7, they were trying to make it feel, I guess, different or like more modern, maybe. Oh, that's right. Max got a new outfit. Hang on. Max, you gotta put on your new hat. Put on your new hat, dude. Yeah. Yeah, he's so posh now. Oh, so posh. Very nice. Yeah, because they wanted it to be like more modern and less fantasy, they have like a bunch of like mutants and like robots and monsters that are not like you know, ogres, I guess. You don't have ogres. You have goblins, but they're hard to find. But you have like other things like the Qvildoons or Elfadunk. You know, like you have these like weird monsters with weird names, or like Stilva, and I find myself really enjoying like the weird names, or Nero Sufaroth, or Zemzelet, or Dorky Face. There's a monster called Dorky Face. It's a ghost. It's a scary ghost, and it's called Dorky Face. I had completely forgotten about Dorky Face until I fought one recently. I'm like, Dorky Face. Oh, it's such a dumb name. And I found myself wondering how much of it is like mistranslations, or if like when they were localizing the game, they had to just kind of work from scratch, so they just kind of came up with weird names. I don't know. I have no idea. But I do know I like a lot of the monster names in FF7. And I'm kind of surprised that they all have, like, a lot of them have proper names, you know? Like, take the Qvildoons that you fight on Mount Nibel. Basically all they are is like a kind of like a lizard or a grasshopper monster. So they could very easily have called it like giant lizard or giant grasshopper, and that would have checked the box, you know, that would have been a name. But they came up with this weird name like Qvildoon. And they're like, no, we're gonna call this monster a Qvildoon. I think it's interesting. It's interesting because it stands out from all of the games that use like mythology names. Like if you take something like Castlevania, just about every monster name in Castlevania is a reference to some mythology somewhere. Some story, some myth, some something somewhere. They're almost all references to something. And a lot of Final Fantasy games also have that situation because they're also fantasy stuff. But it's cool that sometimes they don't. Like even in FF8, a lot of the monster names in FF8 are Heat Fairy? Why is this monster called a Heat Fairy? What does that mean? Heat Fairy? Anyway. A lot of the names in FF8 are also like references to mythology and stuff. So like even just within one game task, like there are no Qvildoons in FF8, as I understand it. Most of the monsters have pretty regular names. You don't have a Qvildoon, which is the one I will keep holding up as a prime example of a weird name. Although I still think Nero Sufaroth is the strangest name. That is the name of a monster that you fight near Fort Condor. They're weird little lizard creatures, and their name is Nero Sufaroth. And when I was a kid, as you may well know, I'm fairly certain most people who have any knowledge of like Final Fantasy probably know the name Sephiroth. He's the primary antagonist in Final Fantasy VII. Well, I played Final Fantasy VII when I was like in middle school. And so when I saw a monster called Nero Sufaroth, I instantly assumed that Sufaroth was some sort of reference to Sephiroth. And so I thought, oh man, maybe these are like spawn of Sephiroth. Like he created these creatures. And they're like monster versions of Sephiroth. They're not. Just weird little lizard guys. But as a kid, I thought that there was something deeper there. I was like, oh, these little lizards must be really... Oh, no. There's a lot of them. We're gonna do this. Hey, guys. Let me introduce you some chain guns. There we go, real quick. He's too high up there. Got it. Thank you, Jimmy. I feel like very interesting followed by a period is the most, like, cool story, bro, you can say, but I appreciate it. Cool story, bro. Thanks, man. That was cool. Oh, no, not you. No, these things kill you so dang fast. I hate those stupid spirit monsters. Oh, they're so dangerous. Anyway, suffice to say, I've been enjoying FF7 recently more than I have Tears of the Kingdom, but I think most of that is again because I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom in a distracted way. I think that multitasking mindset has been kind of poisoning a lot of my efforts in life within recent years. Because I do the same thing with drawing too. Like when I sit down to draw, I usually put like, you know, like a YouTube series on my other screen, and I find myself getting frustrated. It's like, why can't I ever finish any drawings I start? It's because I'm not paying attention to them. You know, it's like I'm doing it in a distracted way. Turn off the other screen, folks. Stop distracting yourself from the thing you want to do. Do the thing you're trying to do. Don't do another thing at the same time. That's what I say. Oh, okay. So either exorcism or attack. Alright, well. Switch over to the other thing, I guess. What are you waiting on? Lots of things. What is this? Okay, I could just sell this. Okay. Fair enough. Still need attack power. Nope. Nope. Balala. I do like the name Balala. Balala. Oh no! Another Balala approaches. It's here! I gotta like grind some more on my own for these streams, because like I feel like I should be doing more damage. Balala, thumbs up. Thanks, man. Balala. It's fun to say. Balala. That's that. It's more of that good content from earlier I was talking about. I just say a silly word over and over again. It's the YouTube, or it's the Twitch equivalent of jingling keys in front of your audience. Like, look, it's a funny word. Balala, 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 balala. Speaking of PlayStation games, so not too terribly long ago, I started watching Kid Icarus, who is, I wholeheartedly recommend. Very funny guy, very entertaining. But he does a lot of PlayStation stuff. I'm assuming he probably grew up in the PlayStation era, or at least that is the most nostalgic era for him, because he does a lot of stuff referencing PlayStation. And as a result of that, I've found myself, because like when I was that age, I didn't have a PlayStation. All right, 100. Yeah, Caddy's good, right? I like Caddy stuff. I didn't grow up with a PlayStation. I had an N64 at the time, and so I played N64 games, and my friend up the street had a PlayStation. So in the same sense that like Sega Genesis was like that other system, so to speak, PlayStation was also kind of like that's the other system, the one I don't have. And so because of that, I've been very interested in PlayStation games within recent years. And so I was going through my PlayStation games recently, and I found a game called Fighting Force, which I actually remember playing with a friend of mine who had a PlayStation when we were younger. He rented it, I think. And it's like it's basically like a beat 'em up. It was made by IDOS, the same people who made the Tomb Raider games. And it's the big selling point of the game is that you can destroy objects in your environment and then use them as weapons. So like simple example, in the first stage you go into like a building, and in the lobby there is a Coke machine. And if you punch the Coke machine a couple times, first of all, a couple of Cokes fall out, and those provide like a small amount of health. So you can pick it up, drink the Coke. If you keep punching it, eventually the machine will start to break down, and like a pipe will fall out of it, or like it'll drop like a chunk that you can pick up and like throw at your enemies. So it's a cool game, and actually I think it's also 2-player, which is even better. Oh no, Balala is here. Balala. Oh geez, I'm very low in health. Hang on. And like, I remembered it being very difficult when I played, like, or let me amend that. I remembered it being pretty easy when I played it as a kid. I think because I played it with my friend at the same time. We played together. And then when I bought it again as an adult and I tried it out, I'm like, man, this game's hard. And again, I think it's because I think the game is structured more to assume that you will have a second player. And so when you play it one player, it's pretty hard. The enemies block a lot, and surprisingly, I don't think the player can block. So you have to just kind of like, you have to either dodge or just keep hammering on enemies. I don't know. It's a fun game though. Fighting Force. What I really want to get my hands on though is Crash Team Racing, because again, as I mentioned, I've been watching like Kid Icarus, and Caddy likes the Crash Bandicoot series, and the only Crash Bandicoot I played as a kid was the first one, the one that I did a series on my channel. I never played any other Crash Bandicoot games. And so thanks to, you know, the strong advocacy from Kid Icarus, I'm kind of like, maybe I should, you know, look into other Crash Bandicoot games. And the only, like, kart racer series that I ever really got any interest in was Mario Kart. And I'm kind of curious what other kart racers are like. I don't know. I haven't played them. Might try out some Crash Team Racing. Might try some Sonic All-Stars Racing, or whatever the Sonic one is called. Not Sonic R. Although I do have Sonic R. I should play Sonic R sometime. I don't think I've ever actually played it. For as much as I've seen it on the internet and stuff, I don't think I've ever actually played Sonic R. Love the music though. Everybody is Super Sonic Racing. Actually, that segues pretty well into another thing that I was going to bring up. So, while I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, I've also been playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I just kind of, like, it's just loaded onto my Switch. So, like, one evening after I just ground for ingredients in Tears of the Kingdom for a while, I was like, I'm just gonna play Mario Kart for a little bit. And I chose my girl, Daisy. Love Daisy. She's super neato. And she insists on letting you know who she is. And I've just sort of been trying to get, like, gold trophies in, like, all the courses. And, I started off on 50cc, and 50cc isn't very difficult, you know? It's not too hard to win on 50cc. And so after getting all the golds on 50cc, I was like, I could go on to 100, but I kind of want something more challenging than that. So I tried out 200 cc. That's
Looks like we got
that's
them
quite a
all.
jump in difficulty. I've successfully gotten some gold medals in 200 cc, so that's good. But it's you have to drive better in 200 cc. It's very fast.
Very good.
Ooh.
Here you are.
Oh, I like that gun though. I like that gun. That's the base level machine gun you can get for max. I opted to go with grenade launchers and lasers this playthrough. I like that gun though. Alright, let's just do this. But yeah, I became interested in 200cc thanks to Ian Brutal Moose, because once sometime... Oh, that's unfortunate. This is very unfortunate. I hope this works. Come on, just change immediately and go in the hole. No! Boo! Oh! That's terrible. That's terrible. Ugh. What a loser. What a loser. I'm very disappointed. That should have been easy too. It was a straight shot. All I had to do was hit it, and I had 2 shots to do it. Still messed it up. Super loser over here. Oh yeah. So some time ago, Ian did a stream where he played Mario Kart. Like he just kind of he made like a lobby and just played Mario Kart with people who wanted to play. It was very entertaining. He didn't do it again because he couldn't make any money off of it, because that immediately got claimed, which, you know, I get. But is there anything? Anyway, during that stream, he mentioned that like the only way he'll play is 200cc because anything else is just too slow. And I get it. Like if you get used to 200cc, everything else feels really slow by comparison. But it's challenging. It's challenging. I'm having my poor girl Daisy's having to actually work at it. I'm having to actually consider stats on my vehicles because as a friend of mine once pointed out, usually in video games I just kind of do whatever. I'll just like put things together and be like, yeah, that looks good, and just go. In this one though, it's like I'm actually having to pay attention to the stats and try and get things right. And it's awful. Take that, balala. Balala. I really like the way this katana looks for the Tsukikage. The Moon Shadow. Fancy. Brr. We may only get two of the gems tonight. It looks like we're kind of, based on the way time is advancing, I may not have enough time to do everything. So. This is taking longer than I expected to, honestly. Like, I guess I had in my mind that it wouldn't take very long to go back to these early stages and get things, but I mean, it's like 12 levels. So 12 levels and 4 bosses. I guess it's not so strange that it's taken a little while. The Iron Mask. Whoa. That's a weird enemy design, right? It's like a big mask that like opens up and there's like a flying man inside of it and he like kicks you. It's strange. It's a strange design. Odd. What happened? It's a mummy! Oh, one thing, getting back briefly on Tears of the Kingdom, that mummy made me think of this. One thing that I absolutely do really like about that Tears of the Kingdom did they added in a lot of like famous Legend of Zelda monsters that weren't in Breath of the Wild, and I'm really happy with the ones they added. Like the two that stand out to me, like I was thinking about it because of the mummy. They added in Gibdos, which traditionally in Zelda games, a Gibdo is a mummy. It's like a spooky mummy. But they did something different with them, and I won't explain what, but they did something different with them in Tears of the Kingdom, and I think it's really cool. I like what they did with them. And they also have likes, which are pretty much the same as they have been in other Legend of Zelda games, but it's just fun to have them around. I like likes. Which direction am I going with this? Fire. Okay. Looks like I was doing this. Okay. Sturdy armband with strong magic. Alright, back at it. I'm trying to think, were there any other enemies that they added? They added these flying enemies that I don't think existed in a Zelda game before this one. Oh! You can always tell because the game lags just a little bit, right? Oh, it's another one! Oh, he gave me a second one! He's really trying to tempt me to use the machine gun. No, I must abstain. You know, one other thing, like, now that, again, I'm bouncing from one thing to another, I know. One other thing about Tears of the Kingdom that I like is the NPCs in it. Like, when I first played Breath of the Wild, I honestly didn't expect to meet many people. I thought it was going to be a lot more empty than it was. And so I was happy to see that there were a lot of people in Hyrule in Breath of the Wild. But in Tears of the Kingdom, they expanded on that by giving you, like, a lot of... there's a lot of enemies over here. They're, like, a lot of just, like, NPCs that are really nice to have around. I like that. I like having these, like, other reliable characters for Link to interact with. So that's been an enjoyable thing. I am curious, though, if they're going to, like, in future Legend of Zelda games, if they're going to stick with the open world mindset that they came up with in Breath of the Wild, or if they're going to go back to more of a linear style, like more of a traditional Zelda style. I don't honestly know which I prefer. Like, one of my hang-ups about Tears of the Kingdom in general is that I feel like because it is so very similar to Breath of the Wild, it kind of detracts from Breath of the Wild's uniqueness a little bit. Like, if Breath of the Wild had just been its own thing and there wasn't another Zelda game like that, it would have really stood out as, like, super duper unique. Like, in the same sense that, like, Wind Waker is very unique, you know, because it has the sailing mechanic, and, you know, love it or leave it, or love it or not, it still makes the game seem very different from other Zelda games. And so I think if they had kept Breath of the Wild the only one that was like an open world game, I think it would have stood out more. So I'm a little sad about that for Tears of the Kingdom, but again, I'm enjoying myself. There's definitely things to enjoy about Tears. Would you please? Definitely things to enjoy about Tears of the Kingdom. So, take that for what you will. Also, I should remind you that I am a contrarian, so it could be my old contrarian, oh, it's not that cool, kicking in again, so. It's not that cool. Oh, 6 or 7. Oh, that'd be great. I like this, and this. Yay! I got a rock. Monica, how are you? I need Big Brother Steve to handle things over here again. Big Brother Steve! I need you to kill these guys. I need you to kill some men. A series of men. They're over here. Including at least one Balala. A Gibdo, an Iron Mask, and a Balala are here. Destroy them, Big Brother Steve. Steve Onichan. Hey, hot dog. Slice.
Looks like we got them all.
Nope. Alright, let's see if I can not fail at Spheda this time. Not do abysmally at Spheda. Spheda. I got 2 shots again. Alright, here we go. First shot, I just kind of got to get it over a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. Kind of bump it. Bump. And stop. Stop. No! Oh, man! It's not worth it. Whatever. See you later, Time Distortion. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not at all disappointed in myself. Nope, not me. Definitely not. Not super upset that I failed that super easy shot. Nope. Nope, I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it. You could tell by my voice how happy I am with the fact that I did not succeed at that. Mm-hmm. Not upset at all. Oh, speaking of upset, anybody out there who watched the, Did any of y'all watch the Mr. Bones episode that went up on Wednesday? Ooh, that got me real salty. One of the only times I've been that salty on a series, but man, I hated that level. Oh, I hated it so much. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the episode that went up on Wednesday was for Mr. Bones level Icy Lake, which is a it's a level that displays a degree of game design incompetence that I would not have expected from the people who made Mr. Bones. Because up to that point, and also after, Mr. Bones had been great. It's been like one of my favorite like random pickup experiences I'd had in years. And then this one thing messes it all up. It's such a bad level. It's so frustrating. Anyway, go watch it if you want to see me get upset at something. If you want to watch me gradually devolve into frustration in a video game, go check that one out. But yeah, overall, I think that Mr. Bones is a great game. I really enjoyed it. Except for Icy Lake. Icy Lake is the one thing that's bad in the game. Rest of the game, super fun. Icy Lake, very bad. It does make... I always wonder, though. Because, like, one thing that I've found as I've played video games throughout my life is that sometimes people... like high-profile people that make like videos, people whose opinions get magnified by virtue of the type of media they happen to make. Oh, it's a sleeper! I need to kill one of these guys. I can't fight the sleeper. Yeah, because of the opinions expressed by people that make videos, oftentimes a certain opinion is propagated by people that watch the videos and don't have any frame of reference for what is being reviewed. So, take for example Monster Party. Monster Party is an NES game that I played when I was younger, and it's not great, but it has positives and negatives to it. Or no, here's a better example. Friday the 13th for the NES. Friday the 13th has a lot of notoriety as being not a very good game. Various YouTubers have done videos on it, talked about how it's got these problems and these problems, and it's so bad, ha ha ha, let's laugh at it. Well, thanks to internet videos, I found myself becoming curious about Friday the 13th for the NES. And so I tried it out myself, and I tried to learn things about it. And what I found out was that there are some things that people just never talk about in their videos that make the game a lot more playable. For example, in that game, you have 6 camp counselors that you can play as. And when I watched, for example, the Game Grumps play it, they didn't seem to know how to change your party member. And as a result, they kept getting kind of blindsided by Jason because they couldn't get anyone there fast enough. Well, if you know you can change your party members, the game becomes a lot more playable. With all that in mind, when I played Mr. Bones and I had so much trouble in Icy Lake, I always find myself wondering, like whenever I have trouble in a video game or I have like a strong opinion about something in a video game, especially when it's a negative opinion, I always find myself wondering, did I just play it wrong? Is there something obvious that I missed? You know, is there something about the game that if I had just known this thing, my opinions on the experience would completely change? I don't know. In Icy Lake's case, you know, it's like I wonder, was there some functionality that I could have done that would have made the whole experience more enjoyable? I have no idea. I tried to look up information on it. I tried to learn about it, but I could never find an answer that would have that would have solved the issues I was having. So I still don't know. I think, as I said in the video too, I think Mr. Bones is a great game as long as you don't play Icy Lake. Every other game and every other level in the game is fun. Icy Lake is not. It is a singular experience that brings the entire rest of the game down, and that is a shame. It's one of those things where it's like, one thing about it drops the whole game by a letter grade. That's unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? And it's stuff like that, again, I'm just kind of rambling about something that you may or may not know anything about depending on if you're watching my YouTube channel. But it's stuff like that that really makes me question, did I just play it wrong? Because it seems like too egregious of a mistake to have made. You know, it's like they should have known better, right? I feel like if they made this game that it's like wonderful otherwise, why is this one thing so bad? And I'll never know, you know? I don't think I'm ever going to get to talk to Mr. Bones or Mr. Bones' creator or any of that, so probably never find out, but I'd love to know. I'd love to know how that one level turned out so badly. But anyway, go watch Mr. Bones. Go watch my channel, please. if you want to know what I'm talking about, go watch my channel, please. And enjoy Mr. Bones, because the rest of the game is fun. And if you enjoy watching me get angry, which I know I don't do very often on camera, it's a good example of what happens to me when I get frustrated with something. Part of the reason I usually try not to get frustrated on camera is because I don't think I'm very entertaining when I get frustrated at something. I usually like clam up. Like, you know how some people get like really shouty when they get angry? That's not me. I'm one of those, like, when I get irritated, I just kind of like stop talking. And that's not that interesting on an audio show, you know? Like, that's not good. You want to be the shouty. The shouty is how you get the views. But I'm not the shouty, so I have to go for something else. I have to kill Blue Mo here. Hello, Blue Mo. He's just hanging out. He's not even attacking me. He's just looking off in the distance, trying to remember what he put on his shopping list. He's like, did I remember to get baking soda? I think I needed baking soda or something. Gentlemen, enjoy these bullets. Come on, you. What? Ha! Bash, 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 bash. Eat it. That's right.
All right. That takes care of you guys.
You know what? I'm not gonna bother. I'm having no luck with Sfida tonight. I'll just save it for when I'm playing on my own. Chamber of the Defending Wind Gem. The Defending Wind Gem? Oh no, it's this man. He's here. Lapis Garter. What? He's going to get shot like all the others. No, not that. Prepare yourself for machine guns. There's one thing that I have hopefully conveyed through this playthrough. It's that you should use the right pot. It's completely overpowered, and it's great. Alright. That was that.
Wow.
Wow! Got the thing, yeah. It kind of looks like the hurricane symbol. Alright, cool. So, as I said before, we're probably going to end this here. I will try to come back, I think, maybe on, like... Maybe I can come back on the weekend to see if we can get Dark Cloud 2 moving on a little bit, because I feel like we've kind of been stuck at this chapter for a little while. So, maybe I'll try and come back this weekend to play more of this. Because I do like this game, and we are getting pretty close to the end of the game. After this, I think there's only one chapter after this one, so we're moving along, we're making progress, but that's for another day. I am the MoeChicken. This has been Dark Cloud 2, and thank you for stopping by.